Despite having failed maths in grade 11 and being forced to use those results to apply to every single prestigious university, I still managed somehow to make it into the best university in Africa, which is the University of Cape Town. If you're wondering how exactly I did that, and perhaps you too want to do the same thing, then I think you're in luck, because I owe the world an explanation of how I did that. So just continue watching this video.
I would like to get to know if it could be.
Okay, so to start off well, this entire thing started in grade 10. Okay, in grade 10, selected my subjects, chose my maths, physics, life science, geography, English, Afrikaans, life orientation, and religion studies. Those were 8 subjects that I did in my grade 10, 11, and 12, right? And in grade 10, I wrote my first test. I think I got 24 out of 50, yes. And then I was like, okay, I need to study hard. I studied as much as I could. And then for the next test, I got 20 out of 50. Yo, okay, and then it's fine. Okay, it's fine. Failure is part of life, I think. And now I was on some, okay, you know what? I don't care about school, because at that time, Bengi is Kotani. Again, for those who don't know what is Kotani, I'll attach a video again. That's what Skotane people do. And being in Skotane, you know, doing all these things, and I just didn't care about school at all. Like, I was on some, you know, like, one thing I know is that grade 10 will change you. Like, grade 10 changes people, grade 12 changes people, and varsity will change you as well. So I was unfortunately one of those that fell prey to being changed by grade 10. And then when I got to grade 11, I had a friend to tell me, a friend who reminded me to say, KOKETSO, remember, you and I had dreams. We had dreams to do this, 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 this. And I feel like at that time, it just clicked, it switched on. And also because of the entire coronavirus thing that was happening at that time, I was like at home, sitting, bored, literally doing nothing. So I had to do something, you know, and then online schooling started doing that. And then my grade 11, term 1 maths mark was 23%. Sure, okay. That's when I was like, okay, it's bad. I feel like I'm gonna either switch to another subject, or I don't know what I need to do. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let's keep on fighting. I was continuing to go, you know, continuing to fight. And then my term 2, I think it was a 40-something by then, right? It was a 40-something. My average was bad. All my subjects was just really low. It was tough. It was really bad, trust me. And then what happened in term 3 now of grade 11 was we wrote our tests, right? Because you always write a cycle test in high school. Now we wrote our tests, and then one of the tests that I wrote, I remember 60%. I was like, okay, perhaps there's hope, because my goal was to get at least 70, because there was a girl that I was looking up to who was getting 70s, and I was like, okay, this is the ultimate. Like, for me, 70s, they were like the biggest thing that I could get, because I was literally getting 30s and 40s. So I looked up to someone, and the best thing I did was to ask them how they did it. So they told me how I tried. I got a 60%. I remember I was so happy. Even now I can still remember myself coming back home, walking from school. I was celebrating, singing all type of songs because I got the 60%. Because now I could see, okay, there's hope, you know, there's hope. Okay, for life science, I got 59. So that was also close to 60. And then for physics, I got 55. But that's because I cheated. But it's okay. I still passed, you know, so it's okay. And then my final physics paper 1, I remember I failed it. Yeah, I failed it. I don't know why, but it was less than 30%. Then my paper 2, somehow chemistry is quite simple in grade 12, you know, stoichiometry, you know, it's grade 11, there's stoichiometry and everything, and I cheated on some of them. So I managed to get an 80% for paper 2, which summed up to like 40, 50, and yeah, that was my physics mark. And then with mathematics rather, I remember in grade 11, term 3 and term 4, I started taking it seriously. Right? Started taking school seriously. I was like, okay, let's grind, because that 60% gave me that momentum to say, okay, you know what, let's start going. Because that's what happens once you do one thing right and then you do the next thing right. You feel like, okay, now you feel the pressure to continue doing things right. And I'm glad I felt that pressure, kept going. And my maths exam mark was like 63%. which made my maths mark at the end of the year to be plus minus 50, which means that I couldn't qualify for the courses that I wanted. That is your medicine, your engineering. I couldn't qualify for any of those courses. Now it was the end of grade 12, right? No, the end of grade 11. And what happens in my school is they every single year, that's a tradition, they will call the grade 11s that are going to grade 12 next year to start doing grade 12 content. So they taught us sequence and series during the December holidays, and they taught us, I think it was momentum for physics and vertical projectile motion. So only maths and physics learners were being taught those few things. And okay, sure, that's how we did it. And I remember we wrote one mental maths type of test where they gave us 10 questions to do, and it was on sequences and series. And I got 100% for that short test, which was 15 marks. And I've never felt so much like a genius. Like, people clapped hands for me, and this guy was failing just a few months ago, just a few days, weeks ago. And I feel like that was when everything was stimulated. That's when I felt like, okay, maybe we can do this. And then that's when I started taking things seriously. Every single thing, if I don't know it, I'm going to learn it. I don't care. I'm going to watch a YouTube video. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then after another test that we did the next week, and then I got 21 out of 21 for that, which was also 100%. That's when I was like, okay, actually, I think I'm smart. Am I? I think so. All right, sure. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Now, having that momentum, I just kept on going, and I was unstoppable till then. Only varsity stopped me, but we'll get into that some other time. But varsity is what stopped me. But I was unstoppable in high school. I was like, okay, let's keep going. And then, sure, the entire 10 days period of teaching grade 12 stuff as grade 11s ended. Then we went back home now for holidays. During the holidays, I was like, no, boy, did you see how good it felt when you were getting good marks, people clapping hands for you because you're the top, what? Let's do this. We want this feeling again. We need to get good marks. I remember talking to my mother, and I told her, I said, we were in an award ceremony at my school where we were looking at people getting big awards. And I spoke to her, told her, said, we will come back here next year, I promise you, and you'll be coming back to see me collect everything. Okay? And I felt like this guy was telling his mother, yo, mom, I'm gonna come back after 12 years with $1 million. But yeah, and then we did that, and now it was during the December holidays where now I was working at home, doing my own things. Started with organic chemistry and physics. I was learning the nomenclature, the naming systems. It took a lot of time. I'd sleep, wake up, try it again, go to sleep, pray that God, when I wake up tomorrow, may I please learn it. Tomorrow, I'm like, okay, I still haven't remembered it. God, may I please. And then eventually I did it. I was like, damn, schools are still closed. It's not even yet Christmas, and I've already finished the entire organic chemistry thing. I was like, so let me just do the entire thing. And I started going. Where I didn't understand, I was using the exam guideline, because that is what will tell you what to do, how to do it, and everything. So the exam guideline is basically a document that tells you the things that you need to learn, how you need to learn them, to what extent you need to learn them, and whatever is in your exam guideline is testable, and whatever is not, if you are to be tested something that you didn't see in your exam guideline, you have a right to refuse to write the paper. So your exam guideline is the greatest resource that you can have, right? And I was looking at my exam guideline. I remember there was a time when my brother and his friend came back home with textbooks from grade 12. So they asked from their grade 12 friends, because they were in grade 12 and I was the year before that. So they asked them for textbooks, they asked them for past papers, resources. And at that time, I was like, okay, you know what? I need to make these people proud, because here they are doing all this for me, bringing all these resources for me. So I need to make them proud. Did that. Started working really hard. It was on the 25th of December, like Christmas. Enjoyed my Christmas half the day. After that, it's boring. Let me just study, because I don't drink alcohol. So there's nothing I can do other than, people are out dancing, drinking, so it's fine. I'll just stay at home. And then the 31st, I was waiting for 12 o'clock midnight for yippee. So during that day, let me just do something. Did some physics, did some maths. And it didn't even feel like I'm obligated to do it. Like I didn't feel like, I need to go study, because I'm literally working ahead. Even if I decide not to do it, I'm ahead anyway. So I'm not procrastinating. I'm not falling behind. I actually do it. Right? So I just did that. And then, no offense to them though, but it's okay. And then, now it was grade 12, term 1. Schools are opening. On the first day of school, I was almost done with my physics term 1 syllabus. Now I'm having fun going to the physics class. They're speaking about things I've learned in December. So I'm just sitting there hearing them for the 3rd time. And that's when I noticed that I'm actually a slow learner. And for something to make sense for me, I have to hear it many times. So I heard it from doing it myself, heard it from a YouTube video. Now I'm hearing it at school as well. Then when we do corrections, I'm going to hear it for the 4th time. It'll remain in my mind till I don't know, God knows when. And I was also attending extra classes that would then reinforce the idea again for the 5th time. Then we do corrections there, it would reinforce it again for the 6th time. So that thing helped me. Like whenever I feel like I learn better. I don't even feel like I know. I learn better with repetition. I'm a slow learner, and in order to learn something completely, I have to hear it too many times, and that's okay, I think. I don't know, but yeah. So that's how things were. Now it was my grade 12 term 1, entered at school, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like a genius. We wrote a maths test. Shocking results. The test was out of 105. I cheated a few marks of it, as I'm confessing in this video. I hope my teachers don't watch my videos, but okay. I cheated a bit of it, and then I got 95 out of 105, which was 91%.
Nice.
I remember when they announced the mark, I was crying because I was in shock. I was like, whoa, Emma, I got this mark. People were in shock as well, because there were people that were dominating the school way before that, and then all of a sudden I'm coming out of the pink, and I'm like, I know, 95, 91%. This guy, what did he get last year? 23%, and now he's 91. Ganjani, how? I was also shocked myself. I remember telling myself, okay, it's either I'm a one-hit wonder or I just need to continue. I was like, Joe, you know what? This feeling was great. Felt like a genius, because my maths teacher, whenever someone is the highest in something, he would reward them. So he bought me a Big Mac and a big McDonald's meal for that day, and I was eating it in class with my classmates in order to show them they also need to work hard. So I was like, okay, I'll continue working hard. So I just did that. Kept going and going and going and going. And now fast forward to grade 12 term 1 term 2. Yeah, when I remember the last day of school of term 1 in grade 12 was when I went to the office asking for my term 1 report, because I wanted to use it to apply to varsities, but they said, nah, we can't give you, you're only going to get on schools open. So now I was forced to apply with my grade 11 results, which I knew were ugly and I wouldn't get accepted. So okay, first application, University of Pretoria. So what UP does is you insert your results, your grade 11 results first, and then you choose the course you want to apply for after. So I inserted my results, and then when I wanted to choose the course, I was like, boom, medicine. They were like, nah, you don't qualify, choose a different one. I'm like, yo, no, I see you again. I'm gonna see that. I get cancel pause. I left it. I said, UP, it's fine, and then I looked at other universities now, the UCTs, the Verts, the Wats, all the other universities now who didn't have that type of policy, type of thing. And I applied using my grade 11 results, as ugly as they were. I remember each time I had to type those results down, because there was not even a single distinction. My highest mark was LO, and it was not even a level 6, it was a level 5. And my maths and physics were level 4s and 3s, I think, and they wanted a level 5 and 6. And now, even if you get level 5 and 6, you won't get into those courses, because challenge is tough. Many people want to get in, are getting better marks by far. So now I was stressed, and it was this one day when my mother, brother, and I went to attend this other party at this other lady's house who invited us. And at that party, there was some lady who called me. My mother was bragging about me. Oh, my child is doing well. Oh, he just changed his life. All of a sudden, he's getting good marks. Oh, he's smart. And the lady called me. I was like, hey, kid, have you applied? I said, no. He said, no, man, apply. I was like, why? And then she made a call to a friend in Stellenbosch, said, yo, there's a kid here who didn't get good grade 11 marks, but his grade 12 is apparently starting out well, and it might end in such good form. And he's afraid of applying because he knows that he won't be accepted for the medicines and engineerings that he wants. And then what they said to her, they said, nah, it's fine, he can apply, because even if he doesn't get accepted, at least we have him in our records, we have his name in our books, and when his final matric results come out, if they are excellent beyond comparison, then we just might take him in, because why not? And I was like, okay, perhaps we can do that. So it was that day when I was like, you know what, let me apply. Because before that, I had this mindset of, get fun and fade, they won't take me, so why am I still applying? So I was like, okay, let me apply then. And I did that, applied to all these universities. And then with the UCT, I remember their application clearly, because they asked for your grade 11 final results. And then they asked for my grade 12 term 1 results, which I'll also put on the screen. And when they asked for my grade 12 as well, that's when I was like, okay, perhaps there's hope. Because they'll look at my grade 11, it's bad. Look at grade 12. They're like, perhaps, because it was good enough to get into medicine, get into engineering. So maybe they'll look at my grade 12 and be impressed. So they said to me, okay, send your grade 12 term 2 results when they come out, send your term 3 results when they come out. I'm like, oh, so they're following up. It's okay. So they never accepted me during the year. They never rejected me, ever. So now, I sent my term 2 results, which were good. I sent my term 3 results, which were good, because my term 1, I had 5 distinctions. Term 2, I had 6 distinctions. Term 3, I had 7 distinctions. So it was going up. Even my average, term 1, it was 83%. Term 2, it was 85. Term 3, it was 87. So it was just couponing 2% every time. And I was like, wow, I actually might get into medicine. I actually might get into engineering. I actually might do well. Fast forward to term 3 when you're writing our prelims and I got my results again. Sure. Maths, I was apparently the second highest in the school. Yeah, I'm doing well. I don't know. And then physics, just like every other term, except for term 1, I was the highest in my school. I think I got 88 for physics, because my term 1 physics 88, term 2 91, term 3 88, then the final physics mark was 91%. So I was at that level when it comes to physics. And now it was term 3 when we were sitting in one of my classes and we were having mathematics intervention. There's extra classes preparing us for the prelim exams. And I got a message, I got an email, a text message, SMS, yeah, I got that message from the University of, I got it from UCT. That are saying, yeah, we sending this email to tell you that we're giving you a conditional offer for a BSc. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. And then the next day they said, yeah, we're giving you a conditional offer for res as well. I said, oh, okay, I'll take it as well. So now I'm waiting patiently to be accepted for medicine because that's the only thing I want, right? And Stellenbosch says, yo, we're sending you this email to say we reject you for medicine. I was like, damn. Free State University said, yo, we're sending this email to say we reject you for medicine. I was like, damn. And then I think it was also the University of KZN that said, yeah, we accept you for chemical engineering, we accept you for nursing, but for medicine, nah. I was like, god damn it. And then Stellenbosch came back to say, yeah, we readmit you, but for BSc. I was like, god damn it. When am I ever getting medicine? I looked at my results. I'm like, dude, I'm literally getting almost a full house of distinctions because I had 8 subjects and I just got 7 distinctions for my prelims. I got 6 for term 2 and 5 in term 1. What else do I need to do? My average is over 85. What do I need to do to get into medicine? And then the University of the Witwatersrand said, okay, for actuarial science, we accept you. I'm like, cool. For a BSc, we accept you. I'm like, okay. But like for medicine, we reject you. I'm like, why? Because XI, actuarial science, needs more marks than medicine. So how do you accept me then? They're like, no, that's not how it works, boy. We don't take you. This is not your house. I'm like, God. Okay, so now it is a choice of, it's either I decide to stay at home and take a gap year or go to UCT or VETS to study the BSc that I was accepted for. And yeah, I was caught between a rock and a hard place with that one.
Can we keep it comfy?
And then now it was the final exams in grade 12. I was writing my final exams and it was on the 4th of November 2022. And I was writing maths paper 1, where I was sitting, got into the exam room, feeling as confident as ever, feeling like the champion. You know, I have this main character syndrome, where I just enter the room and I feel like I'm the biggest thing in there. So I just entered, rocking my blazer, got there, sat down, I was excited to write the exam. And then, okay, give us our papers. I'm like, we're here to get 100% for maths. That was literally the goal the entire year, to get 100 at the end of the year. And then we sat down and they say 10 minutes of reading time. So I never read my paper because I don't know, I just don't want to be scared by seeing things I don't know. So I was like, okay, let me read my paper just for a few minutes, because in 10 minutes, I read for only 2 minutes. Then the other 8 minutes, I just stare at people or I just pray for the entire 8 minutes. So I looked at the paper, saw it, I was like, this is easy, I'm getting 100%. Closed the paper. The moment they said you may start writing, my legs start shaking. And I'm like, what's happening? And then I start sweating. I look outside. It was even raining and I'm feeling hot. I don't even, oh, god damn. It's even painful thinking about it. And I realized I'm having a panic attack. I felt stupid. I didn't know what to do. The first question, solve for X, I couldn't do it. Second question, I couldn't do it. After writing 4 marks out of the entire 150, after writing 4 marks, I know they say maths is mark per minute. After writing only 4 marks, I look at the clock and I've only been writing for 30 minutes. 30 minutes I spent on 4 marks of the question. And I didn't even get that question right. And I was, oh, Kosiam. That was potentially by far the worst day of my life or of my academic career. I realized then that I'm actually having a panic attack. And I had this mindset of, panic attack is for drama queens or yabelungu. And I realized then, it can happen to anyone. I was having a panic attack. I raised my hand, called this teacher. I was like, ma'am, I'm trying to look at the paper. I'm not seeing right. I'm not seeing the numbers well. Nothing is coming to mind. I don't know what to do. Whenever I pick up the pen, my legs shake. I don't know what's happening. I felt like I could say big or something, but it was tough. And that's why people are taught and told, even by your parents, which during final exams, you don't greet anyone by shaking hands. Hey, people use stuff during exams, but it's okay. And I was feeling so suppressed, like I couldn't do anything. It was at the moment when they said 30 minutes of writing is left, like 30 minutes left. After 3 hours paper, when they say 30 minutes left, that's when everything came suddenly, boom, all the answers came. I started writing. I wrote as fast as possible. That was the ugliest handwriting I've written. I was writing kimata, I was running. I was like, God damn it. And then I left the exam room. I called my mother. As always, she will ask me how the exam went. And then I started crying on the call. And she was asking me what's going on. I said, Ish, I'll explain when I get home. Then my maths teacher comes to me, excited. He's like, KK, are we getting 100%? I looked at him. He looked at me. And then I started crying. Then he gave me a hug. He said, I don't know, Harry, my boy, what's going on? Talk to me. So I said, I don't know what happened. I just forgot everything when I got in there. Everything I've been learning, I thought I've mastered maths. Just forgot everything. I was literally crying. The man gave me a hug. He said, nah, it's okay, boy. Paper 2, you just come back stronger. And yeah, it was utterly heartbreaking. And I did come back stronger for paper 2, I think, because it was when I looked at my results and saw that for maths I have 86%. And I was like, a miracle must have happened somehow. So yeah, if there's one big thing you need to know, it is the fact that God always comes through. But yeah, can you cut me? This is the best video you've ever been part of because you don't have to stand. And then fast forward to the beginning of the year, this year, 2023, where I was now supposed to go to first year of varsity after grade 12. And 5 days before the release of the Matric results, I get mugged at gunpoint right outside my house. They pull a gun out, take my phone. I was with a friend. I was like, yo, someone is working against me. So am I not going to see my results on my phone? Am I not going to get emails from universities? Am I not going to get acceptances? I was so scared. And then my brother gave me his phone. They got it fixed. Had to go to MTN, running around getting SIM swaps, going to a police station to get an affidavit for the SIM swap, coming back. And yeah, then I got the email from UCT on the day that I got my results saying, yeah, you've been formally and what do you call it? Whatever. Final acceptance to come and study BSc. I was like, damn, so no medicine. Then I checked medicine. They said the offer is still pending. So what happened at UCT is they had 14,700 applications and they can only choose 250. So they were still ranking their marks to see if I fit into the top 250. Fortunately, I couldn't get into medicine, had to study BSc. Loved it? No. I was depressed today. I wanted to leave it many times, but it's okay. We'll talk about that on some other day. And then Stellenbosch says, okay, BSc, come, medicine, we don't take you. I'm like, why? Okay. And I realized then that despite me having done so well and being in the top 2 in my school, achieving an average of over 85% my matric, I didn't make it into medicine at any university in South Africa. This is not to discourage any one of you, but it's tough, whatever you want in life, it's tough. And what I want you to know is that a dream delayed is not a dream denied. And you might have been rejected this year, but that doesn't mean that you will never make it into that course. If you really want to, you can make it in, like on a serious note. And so what happened now was I was looking at my matric results when I saw the newspaper. I was outside of the garage, looked at my newspaper. The moment I saw that I had only 6 out of 8 distinctions, I went down on my knees and I cried. My friends were asking themselves, why am I crying? I was crying because I knew that I'm not getting into medicine, because I wanted 8 distinctions. Because I knew that out of, looking at my grade 11 results, Like someone who did well in grade 11 would get into medicine with my grade 12 results. But because my results were so horrible in grade 11, I had to do some sort of miracle. So I was like, okay, I'm not getting in. And I didn't. I had to make peace with that. Had to go to UCT. Flew to UCT, made it in. Sure, I was doing a BSc majoring in mathematics, biochemistry, and human anatomy and physiology. Very tough, very difficult, and that's the worst choice I think I made. But okay, it's okay because being at UCT, I learned many things. But yeah, so that was a very difficult thing that I did, studying a BSc, especially knowing that I don't want to be there and doing everything by myself. It was tough. Many times I felt depressed. Many times I felt like I wanna come back home. I wanna fly back home. It seems like there's no way forward. And many times I lost hope, and it's not the best feeling in this world. Many times I cried, had to call my mother asking her, dog, please tell me something, motivate me, tell me something. I want to study, but I can't. She'd tell me something and then I'd go study, you know. Had to ask friends, yo, dog, motivate me too. I want to study, I don't know motivation. My friends would be on some, yeah, do this, discipline will take you places. Motivation can't in you. Remember your why, remember why you started. I'm like, okay, actually, yeah. Then I'd start, you know. Then I went back to my school at the beginning of the year on the 9th of February where we had our awards, and yeah, I got awards. I got an award for being the highest in Afrikaans, for being the highest in physics, for being the highest in life orientation, the highest in English, the second highest in religion studies, the third highest in mathematics, and I got a bilingual award for being highest in maths, in English and Afrikaans combined. And I got a principal's award for being the best scholar in the school. And then there was another award, I haven't forgot it, but it's fine. I got those awards. And yeah, you know, and I got another trophy for creativity in the English part of the school. So that means in grade 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, when it comes to English, poetry, writing, creativity, pronunciation, English literacy in general, I was considered to be the highest for some reason. And yeah, so that's how things went, and that's how I got into UCT. So if you've been wondering, that's how everything went. And I'll do a story time some other time explaining another thing. But yeah, all I want to say is a dream delayed is not a dream denied. And yeah, man, just do what you have to do. And trust me when I say, because I've been saying this to myself and I believe it now, that God always comes through. God always comes through. But yeah, otherwise, this has been KOKETSO segment story time. I think this is my second ever story time and I enjoyed it. Tell me in the comment section if you enjoy my story times and tell me what other stories you want to hear and I'll be willing to tell you. So yeah, otherwise, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, peace!